What up, crypto lovers and enthusiasts? Happy Friday, TGIF. Today, we're going to look at non-farm payroll information that came out today. We're going to look at Binance losing market share. Pretty interesting. Large holders are buying crypto a lot in the last 6 weeks. And of course, we're going to take a quick look at the biggest movers on my watch list for the last 24 hours. And Bitcoin. Always got to look at Bitcoin. Got to know what the big daddy's doing. All right. So without further ado, let's do this. All right, so first news up, non-farm payroll came out today. It usually moves markets. Surprising expectations, 336,000 jobs added in September, nearly doubling the expectations. They expected about $1.70. Yeah, $1.70 right here. And so that's good news, right? Because that shows that there's strength in the economy. However, good news is bad news recently for the markets. Why? Because essentially now it improves the chances of the Federal Reserve in November when they meet increasing the interest rates, all right? Increasing the interest rates, which is bad for the markets. Less money out in circulation. It's more costly to borrow money. And so less money pumping, which is bad, all right? Think about it like blood in your veins. Money needs to be moving all around the economy for it to be healthy. And if it doesn't stay stagnant, there's not a lot of movement, you could die. And so the economy could die. So this is good news for the economy. Things are looking resilient and strong, but the Fed might look at it and say, oh, well, maybe then we need to raise the interest rates to fight that pesky inflation by let's raise it another 25 basis points. Although the percentages moved up, I still don't think they're going to do it this time, November, but it increases the odds of them doing it at least one more time within the next 2 meetings that they're going to have before this year is out. All right. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Another one, this right here, Binance spot market shares dropped for the 7th consecutive month. Hey, it's tough to have the U.S. as your enemy. Binance is strong and very powerful, but the U.S. seems like and it doesn't say anything like that in here. This is my speculation. This is what I'm reading between the lines because the U.S. honestly has a hard on for Binance, and they keep losing market share. And maybe that's because of FUD that's been put out about them. But they've been as high in January, they were as high as 55.2%. And in September, the most recent reading, they're down to 34.3% in the spot crypto market share. Unbelievable, right? Other people have been eating their lunch. Huobi, called now apparently XTX. I've never done anything there. Bybit, DigiFinX, OKX, Bybit, and BitGet have also picked up market share on the once over 50% dominant Binance. Pretty interesting. Sorry, CZ. I like CZ too, but maybe you picked the wrong entity to fight. You shouldn't fight the US. All right. And now the other thing that I thought was interesting today, large holders bought $2 billion worth of Bitcoin in the last 6 months. Large holders anywhere between 1 and I believe 10,000. And they're approaching all-time highs in their holdings. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Bitcoin holders have bought almost $2 billion in the last 6 weeks. That's interesting data. Holders between 1 and 10,000 Bitcoin, and that's pretty much it. And they have been increasing it, and that's really positive. That's really bullish, guys. That's really bullish. These guys that are supposedly in the know something. And as you can see today, although it did wick down to 27,187, that was a knee-jerk reaction to the news about the non-farm payroll coming in. Remember, good news is bad news. It dipped down, but it has since climbed up, and we are slightly over this 27,879 area of resistance. We haven't been able to stay over it, although we've come up here before on the 1st of October, on the 2nd of October, and we wicked above it on the 5th of October. We haven't been able to stay above it, which is important if we want to continue higher. Although this looks very nice, as I've mentioned. We have to really break below, as I've mentioned already. Today, for example, we'd have to break below roughly 26,900, 26,800. Okay. If we're to, let's do more like that. Yeah, 26,800. If we're to really break this, we'd have to be down here, 26,700, 26,600. All right, to break this uptrend. So far, this uptrend is short term and has been staying strong, in contrast to how we've been previously. Okay, so that's something. That's positive. Really quickly, let's see what the rest of the markets are doing. Rebound day. Dow Jones rebounding, didn't even come down here and rebounds. Let's see what happens here. That's for next week though. Nasdaq closing off the week up. S&P up. DXY down, and that's kind of expected. That's fine. Let's see, maybe another test here, another retest here. Because we did have a retest here on 29th of September, and it went up really. It was just a wick, boom, and it went right back up. So let's see, maybe it's another retest to see what happens. Or maybe we really did top out here, which is what I originally thought. We just kind of faked out and come back down, but who knows? Maybe it's just a retest and then coming back up here again. That's cool. We got time. Oil dropping, which is also good. Another reason. Actually, this drop would be another reason for the Fed not to increase interest rates, because oil, increased price of oil causes inflation, the inflation numbers to be elevated, obviously. So this is helpful, but it looks like it has kind of stopped right here. We see a green day here on 82.19. Maybe this is where we base out and try to make another attempt up here. We'll see what happens. It's Friday, so we're just glancing at stuff. Bond yields looking strong. The last couple of days were red, but now right back up. Although we do see this wick. Let's see what happens. Bond yields, if they go up, that's bad for the bond markets. I'm sure you guys have been hearing that the bond markets have been imploding, dropping in prices, and the bond yields have been going up as a result, and that's bad for the markets. But Bitcoin, guys, looks really, really cool, looks really, really strong. And now let's go to 24 hours. All right, I have a watch list here on CoinMarketCap of the cryptos that I like to look at, and usually I like to look at them because I own them, and so most of them I own, but not all of them. So let's go to my watch list. Let's go to the last 24 hours and let's see what's going on. The last 24 hours out of my watch list, Nasdaq's 30%, 71% in the last 71 days. Now this is a real world asset play. Okay, I originally got put onto this when I saw it do like a 70x in the depths of a bear market. The CEO, the guy behind it, he's pretty active on Twitter. He's active in the community. Fu, his last name is Fu, and he was like an executive in Google. So I mean, doing stuff, but they've been relatively quiet. Essentially, they tokenize. They're like an exchange to tokenize assets. Okay, pretty interesting. Neuroni is also 23% in the last 24 hours. But these are, again, small cap. All the plays that I'm into this particular season are small cap guys, because those are the ones you're going to get massive gains. Neuroni AI is not a real world asset play. This is an artificial intelligence play. It's a really small market cap, small volume, and we're going to look at these two graphs. Okay, we're going to look at these two charts. Genome's down. I do own it. I mean, I don't own it, but I have been watching it. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Cool. Hey, English speakers. Oh. My son put these two guys here. I guess that's his way of saying it's time to play. So I gotta finish up here. Little Spider-Man. So let me finish up here and do the charts on Nasdaq and Neuroni. All right. I have, for me, what I consider to be like small bets on it. Neuroni smaller bet than Nasdaq. Nasdaq I have an okay bet. And Root. You guys want to meet my son? This is my little man. His name is Ant. Say hello. He doesn't feel like talking today, but he's my boy. He's my reason. He's my reason of reasons. Him and my other kids and my family are the reason why I got into crypto, because you can make life-changing money in it, guys. Okay, and I want to change their lives for the better and the generations in front of me, and also obviously do good for the world. Let's look at the Nasdaq chart again. So I started to buy this when I saw this thing do a 70x. I missed most of it. I did buy some more on the pullback right here, and I also bought some right around here. So I mean, okay, I could have done better. but it seems like it's finally waking up. As you can see, it's moved up. It's moved up nice. Although we do see wicks, and I don't recommend buying green wicks. Obviously, wait for a pullback. Everything that goes up must eventually come down. So this might be something of interest if it can come back down close to 10 cents again. It's at 17 cents, and I'm sure it will, because I looked in the chat in the group, and there's no particular reason. No, Ant, not that. And there's no particular reason as to why it's pumping, but it's interesting, and it does show life. Oh wow, he speaks Spanish, and he speaks English too. It is, I know. All right, so wait for the pullback if it interests you. It's a real world asset play, like I mentioned, and the guy, like I said, the guy was an executive in Google, so he's not a dummy, and it looks interesting. Looks very interesting. Again, Nsdx, they basically tokenize. They're like an exchange to tokenize assets. Pretty interesting project. Very small. You can do some good staking. So, Ant, please. Oh no, don't do that. You can do some good staking there as well, which I do have my stuff staked. They're on the Polygon network. All right, the next one, Neuroni AI. This is a real world asset. What are you doing, crazy? This is a real world asset play. Okay, as you can see, I started buying when it was coming down. All right, I'm up more than double now. So I mean, I'm okay, but it's a small position, and I don't know if I wanted to put more in because I have to buy it on the Ethereum network, and this is looking at it with the wrapped Ethereum, not against the USDT, so the price numbers are different. But you can see it's a pretty nice positive chart, guys. I mean, this looks pretty good and not bad here. I'm gonna blow past this all-time high, right? And so it's interesting. I like it, but it's very small. What are you doing? And if you want to take an AI bet, this is one to look at, I think, Neuroni AI. All right, we're going to leave it there, guys, because my son is absolutely nuts. And so I'm sure you guys don't want to see all that. So anyways, if you can, like and subscribe. My information is pretty good. Leave a comment down there to my Waltham peoples. What up, Waltham peoples? And say goodbye, Ant. Say goodbye. Bye-bye. We'll see you guys later. Peace.